Hey, it's PJ here, and I made a coloring page, and I thought I'd share some of my thought process. Most of the time, you'll see some crazy cursor movements and some really spinning really wild spinning beach balls like they're on steroids or something. And that's because I have a slow computer. It's not really a bad computer. It's just can't keep up with me. So I have some effects here I have pre-baked. I have a flip and a rotate on these objects so you can see how they work. I only have 5 lines. As you can see, I'm drawing them here. Sometimes I find a line I don't like, so I get rid of it. And it took a little while, but I found something that I liked. And then I decided to use some fancy brushes to kind of make it look like a doily. And that's where the beach ball came in. See, 5 lines. And you can see that the when you do Command Y, you can see the effects of the background lines. And I use a brush. I use my brushes to scale proportionally. So because it seemed a little thick, the best way to handle that was to chop the line into pieces. And I didn't group those lines. Why didn't I group those lines? So I think I do group those lines. So I set them up to just barely kiss each other. Oh, there I go, grouping the lines. And that is so that when I need to make an adjustment, I know where it's being made to. And then I went back and changed 2 of the brush strokes to make it look a little different, give it a little more texture. And then, as you can see, I have to go in and line them up again. What I did was for this line 4, I went ahead and grouped it because selecting it out of went into isolation mode because selecting it out of with all the extra lines, it might have been a little crazy. So now I do my save. It takes me out of isolation mode. I'll work on line 3, and I don't like that one. I finally picked one that I like. And as you can see, I figured out that line 4 wasn't touching at the top, so I went in and fixed that. No, I don't draw this fast. My computer's not that fast. But this is an interesting process that I found. I don't even remember how I made those brush strokes, most of them. But they're okay. And isolation mode is your friend whenever you're having trouble with something. And I'm trying out different brush strokes. With these with the brushes being scaled to proportion, I find that if I need to enlarge or decrease the brush stroke, it's only by about 1/4 point, because if you go more than 1/4 point, the brush starts looking distorted. Now I'm in group 2. I decide to add an extra element to group 2. There I go. I came back later because I decided I didn't like that black line. Not enough texture to it. Now we're working on brush 1. I got an extra point there I wanted to get rid of. I have way too many brushes in my brush panel. But I thought I might use some different ones, and I really didn't, to get the doily look. And we saved. Now I turned off the background grid because I don't need it anymore. And as you can see, we're changing the brush stroke on group 2. And I want to see how the brushes react to the background. So I take them out of the brushes group, which right now is just named grouped. Oh, I just named it brushes. And then I lock the brushes group. And then I could work freely with the number 2 group to figure out what I wanted to do and to make the tips line up at the top and the bottom. And we're just rolling right along. My little beach ball on steroids. I wish it was on steroids. Waiting is not my idea of fun. So I'm having a little trouble there, so finally I just bite the bullet and zoom in when the beach ball stops moving. I want those to do a little more than just kiss. So I'm lining up the rest of the tips in between beach ball movements. I put number 2 back into the brushes group, and then I copy everything and I give it a freckle brush. I do reflect. I found turning the preview off on a lot of these, I did there, panels, did speed things up a little bit. But there, you know, I just did my Command D, grouped all my freckles. So now I have 4. Copy it 45 degrees. I got 8 and I need 16. So finally, you know, it's just like I'd press R, enter, and the rotation dialog box would come and go. So finally I put 22.5 to rotate in the transform panel, and before I hit enter I tap the Alt key. The Alt key is our friend. And I finally got 16 rotations of the freckles. And the one thing I should mention is, because, you know, I'm just rotating the freckles. See, there I go, 22.5, Alt, enter. Another beach ball spin. The freckles show up in the same place all the way around the graphic. So I reapplied the freckles brush. Actually, I had to select all the freckles. Finally, I used the lasso tool. That was the key. Did a select similar, or select the same. Reapplied the freckles brush, and now I have all different freckles. And I finally got smart and put them on its own layer. And as you can see around the tips, why did I make that disappear? Around the tips of the doily, there wasn't really many freckles, so I just put a big ellipse. And okay, you can turn on the freckles panel now, or the work brushes layer. There you go. Because I had to make it a little bit bigger. And there I have the doily with a lot of little freckles, just waiting to be made to a coloring page. As you can see there, all my freckles are different lineup, and Thank you for stopping by. Feel free to subscribe, like, and share the video. Bye now.